into action what others just say. Another supporter remarked, Africans can develop Africa by themselves and make it a prosperous, advanced, and beautiful place to live. In a move that has captured the attention,
the IMF or the World Bank to borrow you money, you don't need it. You don't need it.
Welcome back to CHRISTIANA Flourishing, where we motivate you with God's word. We are going to talk about the new president of Burkina Faso, President IBRAHIM TRAORE, and what the man of God, Pastor Chris, has to say concerning this gentleman. He is a 37 years old military captain, and who is changing the style of Africa. And many are afraid, and many are in support. But let's listen digitally what the man of God, Pastor Chris, says that will even motivate you to know that even some Africa presidents are be changing from be uniform to civilian, and then they still rule. But he utterly stand with this guy, and I will leave you to watch the video and then some encouragement that Pastor Chris said concerning him. Subscribe, like, and share, and we'll see you in our next upload. Thank you to our man of God, truth and love.
There was a kind of revolution. For some people, it was a coup. For some, it was a revolution. Whatever it was, some people took over the government, seized the government from those that were running it. It's easy for those outside to judge it, because everybody wants to talk about what is happening in another country. But you have to know what was happening why did they strike? I know that there's a kind of mentality for some who say that military intervention is absolutely wrong. Well, why do they think so? They would say because democracy is better. But what is democracy? It's just a definition. It's just a definition. What we have seen is that when the army boys realize that people want the civilians, then they put down their uniform and they put on suits or robes. The ones in Nigeria they call agbada. So they just change them, and the general or the colonel or major becomes Mr. Simple. It's important that we are not judging what happened with our principles that are not even true. It is not true that every military intervention, that thinks that they are going through financial difficulties. Let me tell you something. You are making a blunder. If you ever went to school, you have forgotten the definition of money. You're making a blunder to think that somehow you require the IMF or the World Bank to borrow you money. You don't need it. You don't need it. And you ought to know. Cut off the control system and live a great life. Some of your economists are deceiving you and derailing you because all they know is all they studied in the schools that got them prisoners, that made them prisoners. These are prisoners of the mind. Their minds are being put in bondage by the kind of knowledge that was given to them. It's all in the books they read. You don't need to look far to know that the world's economists are a failure. Just look around. Why are the nations all broke and in debt? They're in terrible debt. The United States, that champions sanctions on nations they don't like, and they get other nations to join them in it, owes the biggest debts in the world. Is that a very successful country? Come on. They're owing the biggest. They have the largest debts. And there's no sign they will ever be able to pay. So why are you suffering for nothing? Wake up and choose a path. Why you say, Pastor Chris, how are we going to do that? I know exactly what you should do if you only learn to listen.
Into action what others just say. Another supporter remarked, Africans can develop Africa by themselves and make it a prosperous, advanced and beautiful place to live. In a move that has captured the attention of international observers and economists, Burkina Faso's President IBRAHIM TRAORE has made the decision to decline financial assistance from the International Monetary Fund, IMF. This decision marks a significant moment for the West African nation as it navigates its economic and political landscape. The IMF, known for providing financial support to countries in need, had approved a substantial arrangement under the Extended Credit Facility for Burkina Faso, aimed at addressing the country's balance of payments problems and supporting economic resilience and poverty reduction efforts. However, President Traore's administration has opted to turn down this offer. This decision could be seen as a statement of economic independence and a desire to pursue a different path towards financial stability.